And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by...
Machine Washable.
No.
And the Red Baron.
We're here. We're live. Just another sunny Sunday in West Palm Beach.
Drink it in,
We are
fellas.
here.
Drink it in. Drink it in. Nope. We're here. Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. And we're going to dive right into the starting lineup. Souls, what do you drink?
So I drank earlier today, and I had 2 picklebacks and a little heavy.
Nice.
Where'd you go, Red Robin?
No, we and Bianca went to Spare Time.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, that'd be a funny thing to order a pickleback like at the dining room table of a Red Robin.
I would do it.
Yeah, I know. You did it at Sliders.
You're just mad that you're not a pickleback.
Reed, what do you got on deck?
From the Riddler collection, I have a tandem here of big, juicy beer hugs from Goose Island.
Careful with those.
Oh, yeah. Just these 2.
And I am drinking, weirdly, surprisingly purchased by my significant other. Just kind of showed up with a 6-pack of beer for me the other day. Guinness Extra Stout.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Toast of Excellence, Souls.
My toast of excellence is to Paul, but I can't explain why until a later date.
All right. Great
All right.
cryptic for the audience.
Paul knows why.
So anticlimactic.
Right. So basically, I'm just like the ass sitting here.
Well, yeah, but that's not because of the news.
All right.
Kyle and I are getting married.
Oh, congrats.
In West Palm Beach.
Drink it in, fellas.
Souls? Reed? Toast?
My toast is just to a situation that you guys might find pretty funny. So last week, I'm training the new guy at work, and we're driving in Hartford, and we pull up to a red light, and there's a guy in his car next to us reading the newspaper in the sports section. And both our windows are down, and by the trainee, yells over to the guy, who are you taking, the over or the under? And the guy, he says, I'm taking the under on the Dallas Stars. So the trainee proceeds to place a bet on the Stars and a few other parlays. And the very next day work, I asked him about it. He didn't hit anything.
Hilarious.
Just so took advice from a guy reading a newspaper while driving and lost everything.
So there's actually, I forget which platform, whether it's like DraftKings or any of the other ones, but there's one where you can, like, let's say you put down like a $20 parlay on like a six leg parlay, 20 bet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you put $20 on like a 6-leg same game parlay or something like that. You can pay X amount extra at a certain odds to hit none of them.
Really?
Yeah, but you have to put down a bet, and you can't bet more. Or you can't, I think it's like I remember seeing this like a while ago. You can't bet more than 25% of your initial bet. So if you put $20 on, like, let's just say, like, okay, they announced Chiefs Ravens is the kickoff game of the NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
You put down Travis Kelce anytime touchdown score, Derrick Henry anytime touchdown score, Derrick Henry 75 rushing yards, Lamar Jackson 300 passing, Mahomes 350, and I don't know, Rasheed Rice for 50 yards receiving or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You put down a $20 bet on that. If you hit some of them, obviously you win nothing. If you hit all of them, you win big. But you can put a bet up to $5 on, and it'll calculate certain odds for you if you hit none of them.
So it's like playing in hopes to lose.
Well, no, it's a kind of like a hedge your bet type of thing, but but it's funny though because like more times than not, like statistically speaking, not hitting all of your legs on your parlay is almost the same as hitting all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because either way, it's 100% either way, whether it's 100% zero or 100% all.
Right.
It's still it's a specific number, whereas the rest of it is 1 through 99. So your odds of hitting are now they're 2/100ths instead of 1/100th, but the other 98 and you lose more money. So it's a pretty like interesting thing. I think
Yeah.
they like kind of did away with it because
That is
maybe people
interesting.
weren't playing it. I don't know, but I would take that every time.
Why not?
Yeah. I have two toasts of excellence. One of them is to the special anniversary today. No, not Kyle and his wife's anniversary, though that is today, but because of their wedding anniversary, 2 years ago today, not too far, not too many hours ago from this exact time, we were given unlimited access to pitchers of Naughty Nurse Amber Ale, a local Connecticut brewery, and we're given no food to eat at all. And the greatest picture of me ever taken was snapped 2 years ago today. A picture of me in a full tux slamming a pitcher of dark beer.
And it's important to note that this is like a glass pitcher, like a very classic, like you'd picture like at a sweet
It's a
tea
great
being
picture. Great picture. And then my other toast of excellence is for I would say probably like the first time in a long time, having a really really entertaining entire second round of the NBA playoffs. The stars that are in the playoffs still, and part of what's making it really exciting, and kind of attested to it later. Maybe we'll talk about it some more tonight. But like, we're going into the second round of the playoffs. Well, you know what? I'll save it. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs a little bit. But to the second round, just living up to the hype. You got two good games on tonight. You got Cleveland and Boston. Cleveland without Donovan Mitchell, but they're hanging in there. As last time I checked. And then you got a Game 4 Mavs OKC tonight.
Yeah.
Stuff. So, all right, drink your beers. / already Kyle did.
I like the little heaven option to kind of surprise me.
It's a bowling alley, so they're limited.
But Kyle likes those like lighter, like more hazy, juicy IPAs. A little heaven's a session.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot, Kendall.
I was
Kyle,
just
let me tell you about
surprised.
this beer. The beer that I'm drinking, you would hate.
Yeah, probably.
No, definitely. So imagine Guinness, but like more bitter.
Yeah. We differ on beers.
Well, no, we don't differ on beers. I like a lot of the same beers that you like. It's just like my preferred style of beer is different to your preferred style of beer. But I think that's the same for a lot of other stuff too. Like, you don't hate Pepsi, but you would prefer a Coke.
Yeah, depending on the situation.
I don't hate Mountain Dew, but I would prefer a Surge.
Everyone Surge was making its comeback, and then it stopped.
You mean just at Burger King?
Well, they started making the cans again.
Yeah, I mean they do that stuff every once in a while with random crap. Every once in a while, I'll pop into a gas station and see 16-ounce cans of Moxie hanging out.
Always the best.
Yeah, it's not. Moxie is like the doctor version of Dr. Pepper.
Nice molasses soda.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little NBA playoffs, but before we get into this, anybody have anything they'd like to discuss before we get into anything? What happened to you this week? Anything like that at all? Nope, no pressure.
I had one quick piggyback from kind of my toast. Given the situation that I kind of laid out for, would you have taken the advice from the guy driving the car reading the newspaper?
You have to.
Yeah.
It's like if you're somebody who sports bets, that's a question like I for sure would just ask somebody to be a dick. But like, if I was an avid sports bettor, for sure, I see it every single day in the liquor stores that call on. I can't tell you how many times a week I see. I mean, I have store owners that do it on purpose because they know they'll make an extra 0.7 off of it. But like, they'll go in and someone will go, "Oh, let me get a 3, 4, 5, $6 straight dollar backup for night," and they'll be like, "Oh, I accidentally typed in 3, 4, 5, 7." And they'll be like, "No, no, no, I'll take it," because it's just a superstition. If you don't do it, you're gonna lose. Like even if you do it and lose, you for sure lost by not doing it.
That's fair. I respect that.
I think you have to.
And just like it seems like it's like that, like meeting a wizard. Because like it's kind of somewhat uncommon like nowadays to see someone flipping through the newspaper in the sports section, kind of looking at those odds. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but nowadays it's you see it less. So
Well, here,
like,
I'll give you a perfect for example. He doesn't do it so much anymore, but Kyle used to be an avid fan dueler doing the NBA nightly lineups.
Yeah.
And there would be a lot of times when Kyle would show me a team and go, "What do you think?" I would say, "Oh, I would pick this player and this player." And Kyle, instead of changing it, would just play a second team with all the same players that he had with my switches. Because why would you not?
yeah, no, that's true.
So, Kyle, you got anything you want to chat about? Anything at all?
Not really. Not right now.
Okay. I say it can be sports. It can be not. It could just be like a what happened to you this week kind of thing. Anything at all? That's fine. How's coaching going?
I'm 4-4. These kids are fucking assholes.
That's a cool thing that you can probably shouldn't say on the air about middle schoolers.
Come on, coach.
They know.
They know. They know. What's that song? They know, they know, they know. That's Drake's song, right?
Yeah, but I was thinking you're going Shorty Low, Dano.
No, God, no.
I was for sure thinking that was the angle you were taking.
You talking apple bottom jeans?
Boots with the fur.
The whole club
Got the whole
looking at
club looking at her.
Shut up, Kyle. So, all right. So I wanted to dive into the NBA playoffs a little bit. Feel free to chime in any way you guys want. The point of emphasis on the NBA playoffs in round 2 is that we are seeing the true transition for the first time really in our lives of like top tier superstars transitioning. Now, I say in our lifetime. Now, there are the basketball people like Kyle and I, who used to watch all the time. We've already kind of had this. I mean, obviously Shaq, but like people kind of retired slightly more staggered. Like Shaq was gone kind of way before other people. Shaq's, people forget that Shaq played almost the entire 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Kobe Bryant and like Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash. But like, these are guys that were all-time greats, but they weren't like the flashy stars. And what we're starting to see now is we're starting to see that derailment because we're into the second round of the NBA playoffs with 2 more rounds to go. And we have seen the already exit of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which, I mean, he's not older, but, and many countless others. Yeah. And in the replacement, we're seeing Luka Doncic, Shea, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson. We're seeing, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. We're seeing the new wave of stars, and it's kind of like almost like a picture perfect transition into the next wave of superstars.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's made for a very entertaining second round so far. I mean, we have no sweeps. Even if we have 5-game series, that's fine. No sweeps. We've had a couple big blowouts, especially in the Eastern Conference. But I think Kyle would attest the 4 teams we have in the West might be 4 of the most exciting teams we've seen in some time.
Yep.
All 4 of them with completely different styles of basketball that they play, each individually effective and each with that like random X factor guy. I mean, Dallas acquiring PJ Washington at the trade deadline. You've got Naz Reid in Minnesota, Aaron Gordon in Denver, and then what's the guy's name in OKC?
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams, thank you. Like those are all like these are all X factor guys. Like they're gonna do stuff every game that means something, but they have that like that little potential to really just change the outcome of a game. I was talking to Kyle about it earlier. Aaron Gordon is a guy who's going to get 8 points a game just off of his offensive rebounding and rim hunting alone, but he can shoot the three. PJ Washington's that guy that he can just go off for 25 points. And in today's NBA, much like in today's NFL, so and so threw for 385 yards, and you're like, so whatever. Patrick Mahomes does it every week, but 25 points from somebody who averages 16 points is huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. Jalen Williams, same thing. Same thing with the other guy I said, Naz Reid. Naz Reid is the spark plug off the bench. It's been really exciting. I haven't sat down. In the past, I would say the past 5 years, I'll flip on a game if I got nothing going on, or if like we're recording the show and I'm doing it remote, I'll throw like an NBA game on in the background, just on mute, and just have it on to throw my eyes to it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually like invested a lot of time, more so into the Western Conference, but I've invested a lot of time this NBA postseason because the storylines. I mean, the Knicks are probably the best story coming into in the playoffs at this moment in time. Indiana is a team that like is they're good, but they're not great, but they find a way to win. Kyrie Irving is kind of putting that monster narrative about him to bed and showing that he's still an elite player with the Luka Doncic there. And Jokic is showing that he is that guy. And I've actually really invested a lot of time. I usually don't go on the NBA rants, especially the playoffs, because one thing about the NBA playoffs is they last forever.
Yeah.
The NHL playoffs last just as long, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like the NHL playoffs last as long, the Stanley Cup playoffs, as long as the NBA playoffs. Like the NBA playoffs are really dragged out, and usually for that reason, as Mark Cuban would say, I'm out. But I've it's captivated my attention. I know Kyle said on the show, if it was an OKC Minnesota Timberwolves Western Conference final, he would tune in for every game. And Kyle, I'm here to tell you, these other ones are tune in worthy.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of hard to not watch Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard
and
not
Nikola
to watch.
Jokic.
It's hard, and it's hard not to. I mean, but even still, like yes, those two guys are the guys you go to. But like, I stand by this. In today's NBA, when he's hot, Kyrie Irving is the most unguardable player in the NBA.
No, I agree.
His handles are insane. And Jamal Murray is kind of a micro version of that. Jamal Murray's got pretty good handles. He can handle people pinching off screens and stuff and dribble around and find a shot. Shea is probably the most exciting young guy to watch in the NBA right now. That and you're watching the next. The NBA has done its marketing. You're watching the next face of the NBA emerge in Anthony Edwards.
He's so good.
He's so good, and he's humble. And I mean, he talks his trash, and he shoots his mouth. And in today's day, you get a lot more of that, especially with social media. There's always an opinion floating around about something and somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But he is just so good. He is so good. The way he carries himself, the way he answers in press conferences, the way he. I mean, he's a star player. And in the game last night, they're getting kind of blown out a little bit at one point. And Mike Conley, veteran point guard, all time great ball facilitator, and probably, Kyle, would you say probably one of the top 5 offhand finishers of all time?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a southpaw, but when he drives the lane and switches to his right, it's deadly. And Anthony Edwards, instead of just kind of standing there puffing and puffing, catching his breath, complaining to the refs, he's over at the end of the bench talking to Mike Conley, taking advice on what he should be doing defensively as the point guard at that point in time, because he's playing point for foul trouble problems. And it's you're seeing that next star, that next face, and he's good.
Yeah, you could say the Timberwolves hit a home run with that pick.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people
Speak,
are like Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball.
yeah,
Well, one team is trash, and the other one has flipped its
yeah, and I
franchise up.
mean that's the thing. I mean, that's one thing. The NBA draft is of the
Wild.
three of the three drafts where like you're actually going to get playing time right away. The MLB is the most uncertain draft because I mean, most of the time, 90% of those players aren't going to play a Major League Baseball game
Hmm.
within 2 years of being drafted.
Mm-hmm.
But like the NBA it is the most uncertain. It just is. I mean, every pick really is a crapshoot. I mean, look no further than Sixers fans, right? I mean, two of your two of your or three of your four top three picks in a what 6 year span didn't really amount to anything.
Yeah.
One was self-inflicted, the other one was injury-inflicted.
Well, one was injury inflicted, one was just him not being that good, and one was self inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Nerlens
Joel
Aldridge wasn't that
Okafor
good.
could have been so good in like the early 2000s.
Who, Cal? You say Nerlens?
No, Jaleel Okafor.
Oh, well.
He would have been so good 20 years ago. He just not made for this NBA.
Julio Okafor now.
But like 20 years ago, he would have been perfect.
Well, it's like Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert is an
Rudy Gobert
all-time
can play
great
defense.
defensive center, but he does not lack the lateral movement and the agility to cover fives like Jokic, who play away from on the perimeter. And while he gets all the blocks and the steals and forces turnovers and all that stuff in the regular season, it's great. It becomes kind of a liability in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing the Timberwolves doing the same thing that the Jazz did, which is cutting his playing time because of that. And that's a humongous loss to your team.
I know like this wouldn't be a popular opinion, but if Kevin Durant were to switch teams again, he should go to Minnesota.
I could see that. I mean, I'm actually very curious to see what is going to happen with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook said that he wants to go to a team where he can have a little bit bigger of a role than he had on the Clippers. And like OKC is like right there, and like they don't need prime either of those guys, but the
Mm-hmm.
veteran leadership and like the skills that each of them have could really benefit that team.
Russell Westbrook back to OKC would be great.
So that'd be a fun return for both.
It would be pretty cool to watch him bury the hatchet and then win a championship, make a big three with Shea.
Not James Harden, though.
No. James Harden's got to
No.
be there. He's got to break his leg.
No,
No, listen, he's got to be there if he shaves the beard.
no.
James Harden's going back to Detroit.
Speaking of Detroit, you got to feel for them, right?
Yes and no, because I guess like because this is a draft where nobody wants the one pick, and like you got to think that those wing players are going to be there at 5.
I understand that, but to have 3 straight years of having the best odds at the first overall pick and not getting it,
We get it.
Detroit's going to Detroit.
It's wild that Atlanta won the lottery.
Well, what's really crazy is that Atlanta's going to have 3 top 10 picks.
Are they?
I mean, if everything goes the way that people think it's going to go, I could see Trae Young being traded to San Antonio for San Antonio's 7th and 10th pick or whatever they have, 4 and 10 or whatever the hell they have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody thinks that Trae Young is going to be a Spur at the start of next season. I mean, granted, yes, this is probably the either first or second most who gives a shit draft over the last 30 years. The first being Anthony Bennett's draft class. But I mean, still, you can't turn down the opportunity to have 3 top 10 picks in one draft.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody, especially like the 10 pick, that's going to be like a big pick because, like Kyle said, those wing players are going to drop. The top 2 picks in this year's draft are probably going to be fucking French and Lithuanian. They're not even going to be American-born players. And the like 8 to like 20 spot, that's going to be where people are going to be looking at a certain guy going, oh, you know what? Like, I really kind of like this guy. And if I take a gamble on him at 15, who's going to care? Like the Donovan Klingons and like the Stefan Castles, like those types of players.
Mm.
Donovan Queens might go 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people were surprised that all these UConn players declared, but I think a lot of them declared because they have the ability to get taken a lot higher than they probably would have. Like Donovan Klingon, I mean, he's a good big, but I personally don't see his game translating to today's NBA.
So it's weird because in college he didn't have to shoot,
Right.
but he has a good form.
He
So
does.
like the ability is there. Like because like I was listening to something yesterday, and they were saying the Rockets, who are the 3 pick, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They can take Quinnan because they want a backup center to Alperen Sengun,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be huge to have 60 minutes of good center play.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a position that is for sure taken for granted in today's NBA. I mean, again, not to throw this to Kyle, but like I think Sixers fans, while they don't, while they like to see, anyone likes to see your 7-footer taking a 3-point shot from time to time. When Joel Embiid decided that he was going to start being a post player or slightly off in the wing and kind of dribble into the post and go in with some momentum, he is so much more dominant than he was when he was trying to be a spot up shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, centers in today's NBA that can play the post effectively can do whatever they want because there's not a lot of them that can, and there's even less that can defend it.
Right.
Joel Embiid will always have his hat in the name as the best center in the NBA, even with Jokic playing, because Joel Embiid can be dominant offensively and defensively.
The Sixers had a good thing with Drummond there.
They did. I was really surprised that they let that go.
Would they trade
It's the
for
same
him?
thing. It worked really great for the Bulls this year. Well, they were a dog shit team, but like the center position was pretty locked in because Vucevic was able to be the offensive output center and Drummond was able to be the defensive guy. And you switched and you never, when Drummond was in, you sacrificed offense for defense. You didn't sacrifice the overall level you were getting.
What is wild is that when the 2 were hurt, Vucevic and Levine,
Yep.
that's when the fucking Bulls were playing their best basketball.
Yeah. Because the thing is like Levine is a great 3-point shooter, but he's not a catch and shoot guy. He's not a Steph Curry like roam around, create, find an opening, get to it, and then jack up the quick shot. He's got to kind of create a little bit. And when you have DeMar DeRozan on your team, the master of the mid range, you can't shoot mid ranges off of screens and stuff. Like Rip Hamilton kind of did it, but like the way DeRozan does it, like he needs the ball in his hands. So you can't have your 2-star players need the ball in their hands to do what they're doing.
You think DeRozan's gone?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I really have no idea.
He
I
would
think
be
the only person on that team that is safe is Kobe White.
perfect for the Spurs.
DeRozan again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could see that. You know where else DeRozan would be? Where else DeRozan would be really good?
Really?
The Lakers. I would hate.
No.
I would hate everything to do with it, but like LeBron, even though LeBron is still scoring 25 points a game, but like LeBron is becoming a much more pass first type player right now. And Anthony Davis has a pretty good stroke. And so you can kind of like set DeMar up, let him go into like an ISO situation. And if a double team comes, your options are AD or LeBron. You know what I mean? And then Austin Reeves is sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
If the Nuggets didn't have such a ball handling point guard like Jamal Murray, he'd be a good fit there too. Because Aaron Gordon would feast off any missed shots, especially that close. It's a lot easier to read the ricochet off of a close mid range shot than it is off of a 3-pointer.
Wizards suck, so.
Yeah, the Wizards are terrible. Washington is just pretty bad in general. I was talking to a guy the other day. He was saying which city has like the worst sports teams right now? Chicago or Washington? And I was like, you have to give it to Washington just from the standpoint of like, there's a lot of hope around the Bears right now. The Cubs aren't terrible, and the Blackhawks have like the most anticipated like rookie in like the past like 20 years.
Yeah.
Whereas like in Washington, you just like, you got a failing NBA franchise, a spiraling, aging Capitals franchise. The Nationals have made some moves. They're playing a lot better than they did last year, but they're still probably going to be a sub 500 baseball team.
Yeah, that's a miserable sports city right now.
Yeah. I mean, really, I think the only bright side from the Washington standpoint right now is just that like the Commanders do step up and play their division rivals hard. So like you're gonna see 5 or 6 like good games from them every year because they play up to their division opponents.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, dog shit.
I wanted to jump back and kind of let you guys talk on it for a second, but going back to what we said about the second round being exciting as it is, and I don't want to say historically speaking, but recently speaking, it's kind of been kind of whatever. And you guys know, for me, like I haven't been invested in a very long time, and I lean on from what you guys talk about and stuff I read to kind of like formulate my opinions when I'm talking to other people. And I can't tell you how many people I talked with, just like at work or whatever, like, oh, don't be surprised for the Celtics to sweep and OKC to sweep and watch the second round go by like that. And it's been I foot in my mouth. It's been everything but.
So Kyle and I were talking about this earlier. We were on the phone earlier talking about some of the NBA stuff. The Celtics are like, I don't want to say they're not taking Cleveland seriously, but like it just doesn't feel like they're playing at full throttle all the time. And I think the other thing with Boston is that like Boston has just like in the Jason Tatum era, they've been a streaky team. They've either had really preposterous and like outstanding victories, and they've had some real deflating and defeating losses.
Mm-hmm.
And OKC, I think OKC was just like OKC is like the Detroit Lions of the NBA. Like nobody wants to see them fail. Nobody's going to be upset if they win.
Right.
Like they're a team that like that I think a lot of people, myself included, thinks should have had more deep playoff success when they had their solid squad of God, who was the 4 on that team?
For who?
For the Thunder. It was Westbrook, Harden, Durant, Serge Ibaka, and who was the 4?
It was Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, so Serge was the 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense because Serge could shoot. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like that was a solid squad, and yes, they did get to the NBA Finals once, and they got smoked by Miami. But like that was a team that should have had more success, much like the 2005 to 2009 Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's going to ever be upset about OKC. And OKC, they swept. Who did they sweep in the first round?
Pelicans.
They swept the Pelicans. Another team that a lot of casual NBA fans are kind of like not going to be upset about them doing anything good. Because like especially like with Zion kind of like coming into his own now, like he's starting to be healthier and he's keeping some weight off, and it's having an explosive player like him is great for the sport. But OKC was just like they were just dogs. I mean, they were good all season long. Shea is a likable leader of an NBA team. There's a lot of hype around Chet Holmgren, who kind of took the 76ers draft route and not played his first year. There's just a lot of likable guys on that team. And I think a lot of people were just like, oh, plus Dallas kind of, Luka was a little shaken up coming into the series and still is. I think that there's still a very negative mantra about Kyrie Irving. And I mean, the rest of the Dallas squad is kind of just like, they're not sexy on paper.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a pretty solid squad, and something that they've been doing in the postseason that they didn't do a lot in the regular season, which is why they are whatever seed they are, 5 seed, 6 seed, whatever they are. They have been playing really good defense in the postseason.
Tyson Chandler.
Except for Luka.
Well, he's not a good defender.
Oh, no, not at all. He's like Jokic. Jokic's a fucking terrible defender, too.
He's just there to act like he's a body.
Yeah.
You are so bad, dude.
I know.
Thanks.
Nah, like, Christopher Sanchez dropped the ball that should have been caught.
Who did?
Fucking pitcher for the Phillies. This dude pisses me off.
And I'll follow up, question just to, get your guys' opinion. What are your thoughts on not even saying the Knicks like advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals, just in general? Do you find is it good for basketball for them to be, we'll call it just not even good, just relevant? Is it
100%?
Because of just the historical implications?
The amount of eyes on the screen right now.
Yeah.
It's something that's been lost in translation of football because football's become this monster. Every game has a bajillion eyes on it. I mean, people always make the joke like, oh, look at that Thursday night matchup, the Panthers and the Bears. And it's like, yeah, but fucking 17 million people still watched it.
Right.
Because it's football. But like basketball, baseball, like that's part of the thing. Like I personally disagree with it. We've talked about this in the past. The new baseball scheduling, I think, is a giant sham. I think it's fucking terrible for the sport.
I hate it.
Taking away division games so that you can play a bunch of meaningless interleague games. Like, who the fuck who cares about the Angels playing the Nationals?
Right, you could see Mike Trout
who cares about that?
Sit for 3 games.
Who cares about that? I'd rather, it's like there's a few interleague. Like, I mean, everybody playing an interleague rival was fun. It was unfortunate that it's unfortunate that the Pittsburgh Pirates aren't an AL team because that'd be fun. Pittsburgh versus Pennsylvania. Battle of Pennsylvania. But the Phillies was what? The Red Sox, right?
Red Sox or Blue Jays.
Yeah, but there's a few of them that were really good. I mean, obviously the intercity stuff.
Yeah.
Angels, Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, White Sox, Cubs. Those are fun, but another one that a lot of people don't wouldn't even realize was a lot of fun is Orioles Nationals.
Yeah.
Because
Giants and A's.
Right, Giants and A's, but the Orioles Nationals because during the Expo days, Baltimore had television rights to all of Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia for Orioles baseball.
Forever.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of D.C. residents that are Orioles fans because they grew up there and that was the team that was televised. And so that's a fun one. But what do I care about the White Sox playing the fucking Diamondbacks? What do I give a shit? And honestly, personally, too, I think what it takes away from something that was so wonderful about the sport of baseball was the chances of you going up against a team that you have not seen in 2 calendar years was great.
That, to me, that was more interesting than seeing like you said, like White Sox, Diamondbacks every year. It does nothing for me. Like to
Right.
have
And
that build up is
let's
awesome.
say, right, and like let's just say you have like you have a Phillies, I don't know, a Phillies Rangers World Series. Like 10 years ago, there'd be all kinds of like thoughts and all kinds of like cool assumptions and like things being made about it and stuff like that. And now all the coverage is going to be moving forward is just going to be like, oh well, they played a 3-game stretch at the end of April, and the Rangers took 2 of the 3, and outscored the Phillies, 26-12. And it's like, who gives a shit? That means nothing.
Yeah, that I hope they will revert because it's something that's not going to be forever lost on what was a really cool
They're not going
aspect
to
of
revert
baseball.
back.
They're not going to revert back, and the reason they're not going to revert back is I know what you're saying, Kendall. The reason they're not going to revert back is now that so many teams get into the postseason, division races don't mean as much.
I know it's annoying.
That's the thing. That's the division was division games were so important because outside of 2 of the 6 divisions could have a second or third representation, but
Yeah.
at a minimum, 4 divisions were going to have 1 team in, and that was it.
Yep.
And what I think it made even more fun was it made the wild card race so much more exciting.
Yeah,
Now,
the Pirates years were fun.
yeah, but like now you have teams, because how many teams make the postseason now? What, 7?
6.
6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. 3 wild cards face 3 divisions, and someone gets a bye, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 get a bye, and then the last of the 3 division winners plays wild card teams.
Well, that doesn't make sense because there's not 5 divisions.
We said it would be 7, right? If it was that.
Well, no. 2 teams get a bye, Kyle.
I believe so.
So then it would be the 3rd division winner plays the last wild card, and the other 2 wild cards face each other.
Yes.
Okay. But like now what's going to happen is more times than not, especially with the parity in baseball, you're going to have a lot of seasons where like August 23rd comes around, and like this is a perfect example right now. The Dodgers are going to have wrapped up the NL West, in the middle of August because they have 90 wins already. And then like the Diamondbacks have 82, and they're playing amazing. And so like at worst they've locked up the top, a wild card spot no matter what. And it takes like September baseball was so exciting.
Yeah. I mean,
and it still will be, but it just won't be as exciting.
I mean, a real quick example of what's going to forever be lost now is I'm going to forget the year. We'll call it 2007 for argument's sake. The Mets needed to win like we'll call it 5 games to clinch the NL East, and they end up like losing like 10 out of 13, and they drop out, and then Philadelphia, they took advantage of those games and they swooped in and they ended up winning the division. And like those scenarios won't end up like that anymore because of lack of division play. And like in that span, like the Mets will end up playing like 4 AL teams and then like the Reds and the Diamondbacks, and it just that like you're exactly what you're saying, that closeness of September baseball will not be as nitty gritty as it was.
To back up both your points, do you guys remember when it was like mid 2000s? Yankees were playing the Orioles and the Red Sox were playing the Rays. I think the Yankees needed to beat the Orioles, and the Red Sox needed to beat the Rays for some. I forgot what importance of it was supposed to happen. Remember the home run where Evan Longoria hit against the Red Sox in like the 14th inning?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right over like that shallow fence in left field in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was
Yep.
the last game of the season. I forgot like what was. It was like the Rays had to have the Yankees win, and they needed to beat the Red Sox to win the division or something like that. And it all came down to the last game of the season. Those are good times. You know what
Yeah.
I could try? Fuck the Braves.
Agreed.
God,
Jason Worth had a horse in the Kentucky Derby.
he did.
Did he really?
I heard about that from John Fruck all fucking weekend.
Yeah, Jason Worth owns a horse that raced in the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, look up the pictures of him in the Kentucky Derby garb.
Oh my God, this is the. It's funny because my dad also shares
Owns a
the.
horse in the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, no, the sewer rat thing that spans a very long joke, and my dad is very much aware of it. I can't wait to show him these pictures.
It's so
You know,
ridiculous.
Kendall, I think you're a sewer rat.
Listen, that's besides the point. Don't bring in that points that don't matter.
I think you look like more of a sewer rat than Jason Worth.
That's not true. That guy is a
Jason Worth
sewer.
was a professional athlete in shape.
It doesn't change the fact that he was a sewer rat. Oh,
He's
that's
just mad that
amazing.
he owned the Mets.
This is so great. He kind of looks like
And-
Kid Rock.
Yeah. I think the thing that I hate about players like Jason Worth is the same thing like I hate about Brandon Marsh. It's like, you're playing in the MLB. Why are you wetting your hair every inning?
You're like, what are you doing, guy?
Like are you like is Brandon Marsh or Kyle? Is Brandon Marsh waiting for like the Triple H entrance to play so he can come out?
I don't know. He watches it before every inning.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I love it.
So
No, you don't. You don't care about that, Kyle. Don't act like you love that. Like it's like, oh, it's one of my favorite things. Fuck you, Kyle.
No, I love him as a player.
all right, quick
No, he's a great player, but the hair thing is annoying.
opinion.
Like, talk about like a rare thing where both parties win a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more
Angels
common that
got a
both
good
parties just
catcher.
lose the trade.
White Sox Braves trade.
White Sox.
Actually, I think the White Sox still win that trade.
White Sox every trade.
Like, even though Soroka's not pitching well, he's eating innings. He's better than fucking Bummer. Sorry, I fucking hate the Braves.
There you go.
Kendall, give me a trivia question.
A trivia question.
Yeah, make it a good one.
All right. Well, while I find one real quick, I just looked at Jason Worth for the first time in a long time. Initially, I said Kid Rock, but then I looked at it a little longer. There's a little bit of edge in there too, and I'm trying to determine what do you think? Is he more edge or is he more Kid Rock?
I think he's more Christian.
Come on. Let's be serious now.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? I painted everyone I'll be. Whoa.
Those are some of the words.
I am God. Did you know that, Kendall?
I did. I disagree with it, but I did know it.
That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna give you a trivia question.
Mussolini and Kennedy.
It's funny you mentioned that, Kyle. They're gonna play the Milford Oyster Fest this year.
Who was?
Living
Here,
color.
Kendall, while you're finding a couple good trivia questions,
Yes.
Kyle's going to do today's Immaculate Grid.
Here we go.
Did you already do today's?
I did not. I forgot all about it.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Anaheim Angels first round draft pick.
Am I going for just to try to be immaculate, or am I going for score?
No, just try to be immaculate.
All right, Mike Trout.
Okay. First round draft pick for the LA Dodgers.
Gavin Lux.
Monks.
It's an alright TV show.
What's his name? Gavin what?
Lux. Lux.
Oh, okay. And then first round draft pick with a 30-plus save season.
Billy Wagner.
Billy Wagner. All right. New York Met 30-plus save season.
We'll go with Edwin Diaz.
I was gonna say don't go with K-Rod because I don't think it ever happened.
Met Dodger.
Sean Green.
Met Angel.
Matt Harvey.
That's a good one, Kyle.
Thank you.
The Sean Green one was a 2%er, by the way.
Really?
Yep. Guardian Angel.
Guardian Angel?
Yep.
My uncle?
Exactly.
Guardian Angel. Bartolo Colon.
Bartolo? Guardian Dodger.
Guardian Dodger.
Yeah, Guardian Dodger. Man, I hate the Guardian logo so much.
Ahmed Rosario.
Ahmed Rosario. And the last one is the Guardians with a 30-plus save season.
Emmanuel Clase.
Kyle, congratulations. You are immaculate.
That's right, baby. Here we go. Give me a macro grid on 91.
No.
All right.
Kendall's going to try to do the football one now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Ready, Kendall?
I'm ready.
Raven Bengal.
Raven Bengal. I think TJ Shmanzada ended up being a Raven.
You're really going to
Don't
make
ask me for help.
All right.
TJ, who's
Raven
your mama?
Hall of Fame.
Okay, let's go. Man, I'm trying to think. Would be a
You're
good...
not going for rarity. You're just trying to finish the grid.
Okay, all right. Then Ray Lewis.
All right. And then Baltimore Raven, New Orleans Saint.
Oh, my God. What was the name of that running back?
You should know it.
God, I could picture it, too.
Heisman winner.
That's all they talked about with him.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Mark Ingram?
There you go, Kenny.
Was Mark Ingram. All right. Saint Bronco.
Sean Payton.
That's so funny.
They should put coaches in this.
Yeah, they should. But would Sean Payton count? He hasn't coached a game yet.
Yeah, he did.
I know.
I wonder if Tatum Bell was both.
They all sucked.
Probably wasn't.
Who?
Tatum Bell. I don't think he was. Saint Bronco.
I have one. I just can't remember. I think he played for the Saints, but I'm not sure.
What do you got?
Did Emmanuel Sanders play for the Saints?
I think he did.
Yes, he did.
I think he did.
Emmanuel Sanders. Nice. All right. Bronco Bengal.
Bronco Bengal. That awful running back.
Kyle Orton.
God, what's the guy's
Sounds
name?
like a bad. It sounds like a bad car brand.
Bengal Bronco.
Going down the street in my all-white Bengal Bronco.
Oh my God, what was this freaking guy's name?
I don't know, Kendall. You got this, though.
Bengal.
Can you describe him?
All right, so I thought he played on the Bengals Super Bowl team that lost. He was the backup.
Joe Mixon's backup?
Yeah. This guy ended up having a play that actually kind of contributed to them losing because he was an idiot.
Philip Lindsay?
Nope, not Philip Lindsay. He's got like a name that like ends in an I. A name that kind of like it would be sound. It sounds like it would almost be like Middle Eastern, but it's not.
Oh, P. Ryan.
I
think Kyle just said it.
Yeah, what's his first name? Samaje P. Ryan. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, boys.
Broncos Hall of Fame.
Boy.
Broncos Hall of Fame. Let's go Shannon Sharp.
Darren Sharper.
Hardest hitting safety in the league.
Jets Saint.
Chris Ivory.
So see, go with another running back from that group.
Yeah.
Jet Bengal.
Boomer Esiason.
And then Jet Hall of Fame.
I don't think there's any.
Fair.
Let's go with let's just go Joe Namath.
Nerd.
Kendall, you are immaculate.
Why, thank you.
But not as immaculate as Kyle score-wise.
Kyle had a really couple deep dives there.
Yeah. Shannon Sharp is actually your lowest percentage.
Really?
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably put Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's my guess.
All right, Paul, you ready?
I'm going to do the basketball one.
Yeah.
What do you have it up?
You can do hockey.
No, I don't want to do the hockey one.
All
right. Lakers, Pelicans.
Brandon Ingram.
Jazz 49er.
Jazz 49er. It's got to be Christian McCaffrey.
Pelicans, Celtic.
Pelicans and Celtics. Pelicans and Celtics. Trying to think if this guy ever played for the Pelicans. I'm just trying to go through his career real quick. Let's see. There's a Trailblazer. Oh, he was a Celtic.
Don't forget, Paul, you can also think of the Hornets.
Yeah, I could, but I don't want to.
I'm just giving you a hint.
While he's thinking, forget about his size. McCaffrey in the NBA. Is he just a point guard, or what do you think?
He's a bench player.
13th man.
No, I'm saying, like, forget about, like, just, like, take his attributes as an NFL player and apply it to. What do you think?
He's
I
the
think he's
12th
TJ
man.
McConnell.
This did not go as planned.
Dude, he's small.
No, I'm saying forget about that aspect. I'm talking about, like, his, like, dominance. What would it translate to NBA-wise?
Not great.
Forget it. This was a waste.
All right. You know what, Kyle? Kendrick Perkins.
Get him the fuck out of the game.
All right.
Pelicans, 20 points per game season.
Pelicans, 20 point per game season.
Yeah.
He didn't do it. Let's see. Trying to think. 20 point per game.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, probably.
Imagine you put Gardner Minshew attributes into the NBA.
That'd be pretty funny.
Small forward, most likely.
You ever wish you didn't use Brandon Ingram? Let's see. Pelicans. I can't like not think of Charlotte. To be honest with you, I don't think Brandon Ingram even averaged fucking 20 points a game this season. Trying to think who's played for them that's been good. It's a very, very short list.
Thinking of you're missing an obvious one.
Am I?
Very obvious. He's probably considered the best player in this team's franchise all time.
Anthony Davis.
There you go.
Forgot he played there.
Warriors, Lakers.
Huh. See, the problem is, like, I get so stuck on, like, the recent teams. But let's go with everyone's favorite joke, JaVale McGee.
Oh, so good.
Warriors, Celtics.
Did he play for both teams? I don't know if he did. Oh, Jermaine O'Neal.
Warriors, 20 points per game season.
What was it?
Warriors, 20 points per game season.
You think Mark Jackson ever averaged 20 points a game?
No.
What do you mean? Are you sure?
I can put it.
I wouldn't. Let's go Jason Richardson. Somebody off the cusp.
Yep. Lakers, born outside the U.S.
Lakers born outside the U.S. There's so many. I mean, should we go with like the ugliest guy possible?
You can.
Yeah.
Gracias, señorita.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with. Oh wait, but was he born? Is he just like ugly? I mean, with a name like that, you'd think he had to. You know, let's just do it. Oh wait, did he play for the Lakers though? Yeah, he did. Vlade Divac.
Oh, he was definitely Lakers.
Yeah,
He was part of the worst trade of all time.
yeah.
Celtics outside the U.S.
Let's go with Kristaps. Damn, I still went with Steve Nash with the Lakers. Hello?
Hold on.
Oh,
Why? What'd you break?
Beat his head.
Frida's head? What does that mean?
This is a weird part of the episode.
no.
On the
Okay.
on the thing. Not her actual head.
Born outside the U.S. and 20 points per game season.
Oh, born Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon. You got a rating
Hakeem.
score of 139.
I'm better than Kendall.
That's fair.
All right, let's go back to Kendall now. Let's do WNBA.
Oh, I had a quick question. I don't know if anybody knows the answer, if it's just random. Why is that draft held just before the season starts?
Because if they held it any other time, nobody would watch it.
Okay, I guess I get that.
It's right. It's coming right off of the women's tournament, and the season starts. Yeah, right then. It's the season. The window is so short. I mean, you figure if they did it when the WNBA season isn't happening, it's pretty much the NFL.
I was just ignorant, I guess, because I was just so surprised. I heard the draft happened. They played one preseason game, and then the either the season openers tonight or tomorrow or something like that.
So they play 3 or 4 preseason games. The thing is, they have the WNBA season happened during the summer to not combat with the NBA season, but they have to wait for the tournament to be over. So the season starts mid-May, and the tournament doesn't end until early April.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
technically, these girls are still in college when they're drafted.
Yeah.
Because they do it right, and it should be right before they get drafted.
Yeah,
it would be interesting if it was more like that. Imagine that they held the NFL draft, we'll call it a week and a half before the season started.
Well, that NFL is different because you have to learn a fucking playbook.
Well, right. I mean, I get each league has their idiosyncrasies, and you'd have to. But with that being in mind, imagine if the rookies were drafted just before the preseason started, and you had that 3 weeks, whatever, to you learn the playbook and all that. That'd be kind of interesting.
yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I think okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just Darren Waller and Kelsey Plum got divorced after a year together.
Did they?
Yeah, I guess they got divorced in April. I saw something on it today.
Oh, make your move.
Huh?
Make your move.
BK move?
No,
Make your move.
Oh, me on Kelsey Plum
Yeah.
or Darren Waller?
well,
Either one.
so yeah,
Darren Waller's easy. I just got to offer him some drugs.
right. So you got to pick, but you have to make a diss track against whoever you choose.
So, like, if I pick Kelsey Plum, I got to make a diss track against Kelsey Plum?
I said it wrong. So if you pick, you do against Darren Waller and vice versa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make a diss track about Darren Waller.
I'd like that.
Really just go after his old drug habit.
Talk about how bad of a Raven he was. Jesus
He was
fucking Christ.
He was a Raven?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his
Was he?
like first 2 years or something.
I did not know that.
It was very unremarkable. Like that's what like and it sounds shitty, but like I can never understand the infatuation about like like the conversation when Darren Waller was this elite tight end because like it was really a season and a half. That's all it ever was. It was so unremarkable prior to that 1 year in with the Raiders, and then he got like
He had
hurt.
2 good years. He had 2 good years with the Raiders.
All right, so I will concede. We'll call it 2 good years.
Yeah, he had back to back 1,000-yard seasons.
And then that was it. Like there was like this such hype. Like
Yeah, then he got hurt back to back seasons, and then he was very whatever with the Giants.
yeah, I had like of the very few arguments I've ever had with Chris Jankowski, that was one of them. Like he was very pro Darren Waller, and I couldn't understand why.
Yeah, because the Giants are just looking for something to hang on to.
Yeah.
I'm loving the meme that's going around because I didn't know this, but apparently, so like Jaden Daniels, the new quarterback for the Commanders, and Malik Neighbors, the new wide receiver for the Giants, they were LSU teammates,
Mhm.
and I guess they made a bet with each other, $10,000 to whoever won Rookie of the Year, and then the NFL was like, "Hey, that's against our policy," and they were like, "Oh, okay." But like the meme going around is like Malik Neighbors had one practice with Daniel Jones and canceled the bet. Makes me laugh pretty good.
Ball in the dirt.
You guys think Daniel Jones can like put together like a decent like report card for himself for going into free agency next year? More than likely.
If I'm,
Yeah.
I disagree. I
You think he's done?
No, I don't think he's done. I just think he will now fall into the I'm going to float around from team to team until I decide to retire. I don't know. I guess I hope to be proven wrong because I don't hate the guy, but it's just I don't know. He just seems kind of he doesn't have that it factor. Like he had one good year, if you want to even call it that. He had an NFL year, and I don't know. I'm having trouble kind of saying what I want to say. It's he's been unmiraculous.
You really hate Daniel Jones, huh?
But the thing is, I don't. I'm unimpressed. Like I view him now sort of the same way. Like I don't know. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but I could defend Kenny Pickett. I could absolutely defend it, and because he played
He's an asshole. Nobody liked him.
who Daniel Jones.
No, Kenny Pickett.
Oh well. Besides that, it's like you give a guy a certain amount of grace period. Like okay, hey, all right, he's only X amount of years old. He's getting to learn the system. Blah blah blah. Oh, he got hurt. All right, we got to give him some benefit of the doubt there. This and that. But there comes a point where it's like, all right, this is the threshold, and he's not gonna go beyond this. And I will say for Kenny Pickett, I don't think he ever was going to be Ben Roethlisberger. That was never going to happen. I think he was going to be what he was going to be. He was going to be a serviceable player, but I never anticipated him winning 4 Super Bowls or whatever. And like with Daniel Jones, I could for sure say after watching the X amount of games I did over 4 years or whatever, he was for sure not winning 4 Super Bowls. It wasn't in his makeup. It's not. I don't know. I think he will play again in the NFL, not for the Giants, and I think it will amount to very little. Just my feelings.
Jeez, fucking kill the guy, why don't you?
I don't listen. I don't hate him. I think he's a professional football player. He is just that. But there's been a lot of professional football players. We've seen it. We all know it. You know. Sorry, Dan. I hope you prove me wrong, but I don't
I
see
don't
it.
think you do hope.
He said nothing wrong to me. He's
Do
just
you feel like this is unwarranted?
I think he's really trying to hate Mock right now.
Ooh,
wow,
making it personal towards a friend.
wow. I mean, I think I've been very fair to everybody's franchises. I don't think I've been particularly mean to anybody. In fact, Kyle is the only one who really is in the crosshairs ever because he's got a division rival. But other than that, we have really no reason. I mean, at least I don't, to dislike anybody.
I mean, I've heard you say that you think the Bears are like terrible.
No.
Yeah, you just said to me the other day that they're the Midwestern Green Bay. You don't remember saying that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, that's fair. Hey Kyle,
Okay.
do you want to talk about that guy Paul Skeen's first outing?
He did all right. He struck out a lot of guys, but then the fucking rain happened, so it ruined it for him.
He also registered 17 pitches over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. The problem is that he's destined for Tommy John soon.
Because he throws so hard?
Consistently. Like all of his pitches are 90 plus.
They say it all the time, though, that like that's just today's MLB. Like every pitcher is destined for Tommy John now.
Mm-hmm.
True. He was baseball's what, third overall prospect going into the year.
He was number one.
Where did Holiday fall?
You know what? Maybe he was three.
So I saw a thing, and I couldn't remember if it was him or is it Jason Holiday? Am I making that up? Jackson. I couldn't remember if they were flip flopped.
That kid got the short end of the stick.
As far as what?
Everyone's like, "Oh, he sucks." I'm like, "Dude, he's 19 years old, and it was the first time he saw Major League pitching. Get off his dick." Good at bats, boys. Good at bats.
Well,
Look real comfortable up there.
What if like I wanted to be on his dick though?
I mean, you can. He kind of looks like a girl.
God, just take it to that extra level that wasn't required.
Take a
That's
look.
pretty much Kyle's like MO.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
It's not about you being wrong. It's about saying things that shouldn't be said.
Don't be hating.
I can't.
Mets are gonna win this game because the bullshit hits.
God, I told you the Mets will win this game, and you're going to win the next two. That's it. We won one game out of the 3 game series for the Braves. We had to carry over that, that momentum. Then it's over. You'll get the 2 wins, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, we play a 4-game series, dude.
Everything will be right in the world. Forgive me. You'll win the next 3. Especially that weird Wednesday 1:00 matinee.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, you fucking clown.
Oh, hey Kyle.
Hey, man.
Did you see who threw the first? Well, you wouldn't really care because you didn't care for the show so much. But did you see who threw out the first pitch on the May 3rd game at the Phillies game?
Oh,
Meredith from The Office. Kate
really?
Fleming.
You know who
That's
threw out the
cool.
first pitch the other day for the White Sox game?
Nobody important.
Montez Ford.
All right, somebody important.
And boy, does that guy not know baseball.
Yeah, as is the case with most first pitch throwers.
It was so funny. He was like, "Oh, he knocked it out of the park. It was a fly ball to center field."
Hilarious. What do you think about getting rid of the celebrity first pitch and start doing celebrity first at bats?
It'd be great. Hit him.
Could you imagine? Imagine though, like you just like, oh, and out taking the first at bat of the game is Montez Ford. Shohei Ohtani lines up and throws a fucking 82-mile-an-hour curveball.
Montez
Yeah, I would do it.
tears every muscle in his back swinging.
Yeah, I don't know if 82 miles for a curveball is too much.
I mean,
It's careful.
Kyle used to throw 96-mile-an-hour curveballs back in his day.
I mean,
Nope.
if you're throwing it like we'll call it a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and then you break out the 82-mile-an-hour curveball, like, wow.
Nearly Zach ranking it.
Hey, what do you think would be harder to hit, a 113-mile-an-hour fastball or a 101-mile-per-hour changeup?
101 mile per hour changeup.
Could you imagine seeing that?
Fucking downward action.
At 100 plus miles an hour?
Would that be pretty impressive?
That'd be so ridiculous.
Hey,
Kyle,
you guys do it.
Kyle, if we gave you if we gave you a proper chance to warm up and everything, how fast do you think you get a baseball in a 24-hour span?
How fast I can throw a baseball?
Yeah.
Maybe 65 right now.
Kendall, what about you?
I don't know, 51 maybe. I mean,
Mark will say 75.
I can never throw hard. I just, I don't have the mechanics.
You think Mock could throw 75?
No. He never threw hard.
I don't think I could get over 40.
I don't
I
know.
think you get 50.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, of our friend group, the only one who I think Pat was the only one who could throw hard, right? It's only one.
Yeah, he threw about 70. But he threw fucking 3/4, so it was bullshit.
Hey,
Ooh,
listen,
Kyle.
don't hate.
Yeah.
NBA insiders close to organization believe there's serious possibilities that the Atlanta Falcons take Bronny with the first overall pick.
Hilarious.
That would be ridiculous. Could you imagine?
Be hilarious.
He for sure gets drafted, right?
I think it'd be a mistake.
Like somebody will draft him just for the chance to get LeBron, right?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Is there any evidence? I mean, you guys would know better than I would. That he is at all a replica, or is this for just for a novelty? Like he'll play in the NBA for 8 years and then that'll be it.
So I think the thing with Bronny is I think that he has the tools to be a really good NBA player, but he's just too green.
As far as you think this process is being rushed, or just in general?
Yeah, it's being rushed.
And it's interesting because, I mean, I don't know. Do you feel that LeBron has so little left in the tank that it would be
I don't think LeBron plays more than 2 more years.
Yeah?
He's going to be 40 before next season.
Because I guess my question would be like, what it would take for Bronny as a collegiate type player to develop skills to be, I don't know, not like, just really take the NBA by storm, but I guess be more prepared going into it, if that makes any sense. Or you think it's not the case. It's just like you either you have it or you don't, and he's gonna sink or swim.
I think he needs to go to a smaller market team.
To develop more.
Yeah, and just to like not be LeBron's kid.
All right.
I don't know if it makes sense, but
No, I get that. I don't know. I think unfortunately it's because the all the hype in the media has it's tarnished my brain that I want to see it so bad for them to play together, but it's really it's for not because like I'm not going to tune into every game because it's father son. I'll watch the first game, and then if they ever end up making any noise, I may see them again in the playoffs or whatever. But like I'm not, it's not going to be that much of a draw for me, and I think for a lot of NBA fans who are more invested than I am, it's not going to be a draw either, unless it's a team they root for.
yeah.
I just think it's not that fun. Like, who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, I do give a shit just because it's one of those sports oddities. Like, think of how seldom that's ever occurred. Like that's interesting. That's cool for sports and NBA in general. I mean, it's not enough for me to stay up till 1 a.m. watching Laker games if he goes there or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it's still a cool concept. I mean, you can't hate on that. I mean that is a cool thing. I don't know. I don't.
Well, it's just it's something different. It's something that's never been done before.
Right. I mean, other than the Ken Griffey thing, I don't think in pro sports I can't think of anything that's happened since.
Well, but the thing is like so baseball's the anomaly because especially back then, baseball players played forever.
Right. Right. That was just a you know.
Like for a contact sport to have that happen, that's a big that's like it's a milestone thing, something that you probably won't see for a long time or really care about because it'll probably just be two people no one gives a shit about.
Yeah.
You know?
For Bronny, it would be better off if he went back to college.
Oh, 100%.
Go to a system that fits him. Let him figure it out. Because he was just so bad last year. And like I'm not blaming him because he had the heart attack and all that shit. Or whatever he had. Like that takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot to come back from. So it's like I just feel like he should take another year, get back on track.
And he's got to develop his game, and that's why like I think a small market team would be good for him because it's a place where he could go. He can be the star player, but it's not like the regular season like monstrosity isn't a big part of it. And I mean, part of the problem too is the other thing too is like what a lot of people forget. Is the kid came off of having a fucking heart attack. Like you know what I mean? Like he's not even he's not in NBA shape right now. He's got to he's got to redefine and develop his game as a young adult.
Correct.
And I mean, I think he kept his eligibility, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't see a situation in which he's not drafted. Just to be the team that drafted Bronny James, especially because this year, who gives a shit if you fucking waste your pick on Bronny James? There's nobody worth taking. I mean, today
Correct.
on paper. I mean, 5 years from 5 years from now, it'll be a totally different story. You know, the year Anthony Bennett was drafted was the same year Giannis Antetokounmpo was drafted. You know what I mean? Like,
You're gonna find that. Like that's gonna happen.
right? But like, you know, like it's like the Patrick Mahomes thing. You know what I mean? Of course that's going to happen. Some player that comes out of this draft is going to be a very impactful trophy winning player that is going to win an NBA title or whatever. But like but you're not gonna. You're not. You're probably not gonna get. You're definitely not gonna get an Anthony Edwards in this draft.
No,
But you could get a Jokic.
correct. I agree with you. I think this draft, the home run is going to be middle to late first round.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like when the Sixers drafted Maxey.
right.
Like,
Exactly.
he fell to the Sixers for some reason. Because he was supposed to go a lot higher than to the Sixers.
Yeah.
But it is cool, though, that you don't think he sucks now.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't like him though.
It's fair.
No, I'm just kidding.
Kyle Schwarber is batting 328 versus lefties, 136 versus righties.
And has 7,000 strikeouts.
Actually, he's cutting down the strikeouts, but I hope he strikes out instead of rounding out in this at bat.
He needs to cut down on the bagels.
First of all, I like bagels.
Yeah, who doesn't like bagels? Bagels are fucking delicious.
You know who doesn't like bagels?
Mock.
Exactly.
Does he not?
No, he does.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say because if you like croissants but not bagels, that's a problem.
Croissants kind of suck.
I'm not a big croissant guy. I'm not. I mean, the only croissants I really ever want are like the shitty fake croissants, like a croissant wedge at Burger King.
Mm. Did you guys mess with the Thomas croissant bread at all?
No,
No, I'm actually a fan. It's pretty.
I
good.
I don't make that kind of money. But nice flex.
It's not that expensive.
I guarantee you, it's more than $4 a loaf.
I gotta be honest. I don't remember. I haven't bought it in a while. I mean, there was a period of time that I was buying it, but I don't remember what I was paying for it. But
I'm going on the ShopRite app right now.
Let's see if I can find it real quick.
I'm on it.
You got it?
I'm finding it.
Because I mean, it only comes with, we'll call it, argument's sake, we'll call it 10 slices of bread. And I only had it ever like with butter, like in the toaster. Boom, out butter. Very good, very good.
Let's see.
I'd rather
I did not know that. I did not know that Thomas made banana bread.
I didn't either. Really?
Yeah. Also, fuck anybody who gets bagel thins.
Yeah.
I also rather get English muffins than fucking that.
I tell you what, though, if you're going to spend Thomas money, if you're going to be rich like Kendall, the 4-pack of the king size English muffins, those slap for breakfast sandwiches.
All
It's
for
$6
dickheads.
a loaf.
What for the thing?
Thomas croissant bread, $5.99 a loaf on
Oh.
ShopRite app right now.
I mean, let me put it this way then. I have never paid that much. I must have gotten it when it was like a 2-for deal or had something else. I've never paid that much because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure you self-scanned your diamond ring and they just took it out of your escrow account.
They did. I have a platinum membership at ShopRite in Milford.
I believe you.
First and second, nobody out. Guess what? We're not going to score because we strike out and then Garrett Stubbs is up.
Listen, Kyle, relax. Listen, you're going to lose this game. You're going to win the next 3. Just relax.
Shut the fuck up, Kendall. Okay, we already hit a home run, so it got me excited.
I'm just saying, Kyle, you guys are in much better shape than we are. Just enjoy the ride.
Oh, Kendall, I want to win.
That is one
I'm
thing
not
that
a
I do
loser.
really enjoy about Kyle is like I love just the random like NBA updates or Phillies updates.
You mean, totally have nothing to do with the show?
Like, hey, let's continue to talk about the NBA playoffs. You're like, I can't believe Kyle Schwarber struck out looking.
Struck out fucking swing because he's a fucking dickhead. Ball fucking 4 too. Piece of shit. Sorry.
It's so
Makes me
funny.
mad.
I know. I love you.
Ooh, bad call by Blue.
Hey, can we do a podcast one time where Kyle just like enunciates what's going on in the game?
Yes.
I tell you what, though, I'm liking that the that mock Washball's coming around to tomatoes.
That was big news in our group
I
chat.
came around to it too.
Tomatoes
Kyle
on a
was
sandwich
first.
are awesome.
Yeah, like I said, Kyle was first, and Mock most recently coming around on the tomato train.
But now we just got to get Kendall to like tomatoes.
I like tomatoes.
You don't like tomatoes.
I do. I'm very much so.
Kendall, you're a liar.
I am a year. Year. I don't know, like year 12 pro tomato. Maybe even more.
I watched a video today of a woman making a bath and then poured 2 gallons of milk in it, and it kind of made me mad.
What was it for?
I don't know. Not really sure.
That's weird.
Not really sure. All right. I'm going to go urinate real quick, and then when I come back, one of you better have something to talk about.
All right.
Whether it's a bracket or a draft or trivia questions or something, but I'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, well, I have you. Remember we were talking earlier. I have a quiz for you.
Oh, about time.
Well, I had it for a while, but then it didn't I didn't want to interrupt. So I have here from the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies season, which is their World Series year, I believe, right? Oh, 08?
Uh-huh.
All right, so I think it's 10 questions here. I don't think it reveals the answers to the end. So we'll rip through it, and then we'll see how you did at the end. Question 1.
You hit him.
What Phillies player led the National League in home runs and RBIs?
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard, I'll put that down. So I will bail you out. If you don't know off the top of your head, there are 4 options. But I'm curious to see what your memory is. What 4 players hit 20 or more home runs during the regular season?
Can you repeat that?
What 4 players hit 20 or more home runs during the regular season?
This is just all 2008?
2008 specifically.
Okay, so 4 players hit 20 home runs?
That hit 20 or more home runs during the regular season.
Only 4 of them? Or just name any 4?
I think it's name any 4. I don't think it's necessarily. I think it just says what 4 players hit 20 or more home runs during the regular season. Do you need the options?
All right. So I'll say Ryan Howard.
Okay.
I'll say Evan Longoria.
Oh, good pick.
Let me tell you something. Those Dodger teams, I can't fucking tell you who was on those teams.
Not Tim Lincecum.
No, but I will go Adrian Gonzalez and I'll go David Ortiz.
Hold on. We're talking. This is Phillies specifically.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay. My bad, Kendall.
So do you want the options?
No. So we got Ryan Howard.
Yep.
Chase Utley.
Yep.
I'll say Jason Worth. And Jimmy Rollins.
All right, so I'm going to give you an option here. So you can go with Howard, Utley, Burlerworth, or Howard, Utley, Burler, Rollins.
I'll go Burrow and Rollins.
All right, so you can go with Howard, Utley, Burrow, Rollins.
Yeah. Hey, Edwin Diaz blew this game. By the way, he hit bomb on a 1-2 count.
That guy is absolutely killed my fantasy team. All right,
go ahead.
What pitcher led the team in wins?
Pitcher led the team in wins. I'm gonna say. I'll say Brett Myers.
Okay. All right. New free agent acquisition Brad Lidge had 48 saves between the regular season and postseason. How many saves did he blow total throughout the season?
0.
What pitcher won both the NLCS and World Series MVP?
Cole Hamels.
How long was Game 5 of the World Series suspended for? I'll give you these options because I don't think you'd possibly know. 37 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 46 hours.
37 hours. And it was a long time.
What was the reason for that, by the way?
Rain.
Really? Oh, I didn't realize it was that
Yeah.
long. What American League doormat did the Phillies dispatch in the World Series?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I don't know why they worded it this way. All right. What American League doormat did the Phillies dispatch in the World? Yeah, I don't know why they worded it that way. They said it's got to be something like specific to a Phillies page. What role was that?
Go ahead.
What role player hit 269 in the postseason but seemed to have a big hit in almost every game?
Matt Stairs.
Okay, he's not an option here. Do you want the options?
Greg Dobbs.
All right, I'll put that down. What player had the series-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 5 of the World Series?
Say that one more time.
What player had the series-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 7th inning in Game 5 of the World Series?
Chase Utley.
Okay, last question. The Phillies ended the championship drought in the city of Philadelphia. When was the last year a pro sports franchise in the city won a title?
1980.
Okay. Let's see how you did.
I kind of missed it. So what were we doing? It was just like a Phillies quiz.
Yep, from the 2008 World Series year. So, question 1, you got correct. What Phillies player led the league in home runs and RBIs was Ryan Howard. Question 2, what 4 players hit 20 or more home runs during the regular season? You selected Howard, Utley, Burrell, and Rollins. The correct answer was Howard, Utley, Burrell, and Worth.
Which Howard? Which Howard is the one that's dead?
Ron.
Who's the baseball player that passed away? That like.
Oh, are you thinking of the pitcher that in the plane crash?
Roy Halladay.
Yeah, him.
He never won. I mean, he went to the World Series, right? But he didn't win.
No, he never won it.
Never won. All right. Question 3, you also got incorrect. You selected what pitcher led the team in wins. You put Brett Myers. It was Jamie Moyer. He went 16.
I was gonna choose him too.
He went 16-7. You got question 4 correct. New free agent acquisition Brad Lidge had 48 saves between the regular season and postseason. How many saves did he blow? He didn't blow any saves. Pretty impressive. You also got
bad the next year.
You also got question 5 correct. Which pitcher won both the NLCS and World Series MVP in Cole Hamels? You got question 6 wrong. How long was Game 5 for the World Series suspended for? You put 37. The correct answer was 46. So I mean, it was a crapshoot question. Like, how are you guys supposed to know? Like, it was a long time. You got question 7 correct. What American League doormat did the Phillies dispatch? Which team did they beat? Was the Tampa Bay Rays? Question 8, you also got wrong. What role player hit 269 in the postseason but seemingly to have a big hit in almost every game? You put Greg Dobbs, and the correct answer was Shane Victorino. And
Kyle, he wasn't a role player.
I was gonna say I disagree with that question because that guy was a starter. That didn't make any sense for them to put that way. I don't know why they. You got screwed in that one. Question 9, you also got wrong. Said what player had the series-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 7th inning of Game 5? You said Chase Utley. It was Pedro Feliz.
Never would have said him.
And
even though I should have. Feliz, hit it out of here.
And question 10 was also incorrect. Said the Phillies ended the championship drought in the city of Philadelphia. When was the last year a pro sports franchise in the city won a title? You said 1980. It was 1983. And it was when the Sixers won.
Whatever. I got a draft, but let me go piss real quick.
Kendall, do you have one of these for me?
I can do that quickly.
No.
Well, you know it was.
You didn't care.
No. So that was from a while ago. I was when we were talking about it, and then it kind of we weren't talking about it. And then
I'm going to give this to you guys now, so you can think about it. We're going to draft Kyle's favorite thing. Okay.
Right.
Kyle's favorite things.
Okay. I don't really need to prepare for that. Just obviously Mock's the number one overall pick.
Right.
Or early.
Did you say early?
It seems like a draft we should totally screw on.
Reach. That's so funny. I tell you, I've been seeing a lot of cooking videos lately of people just like doing some weird shit, and I'm not a fan.
Like what specifically?
So, like this one, it's like a homemade mac and cheese, like, but it's like more protein or whatever, and it's like Velveeta mac and cheese, and like, so she like put the noodle, like she boiled shells, she put them in a pan, in a saucepan, she squeezed out the Velveeta packet, then she put in a freaking spoonful of cream cheese, 2 spoonfuls of yogurt, and then cracked 2 eggs in it, and it's like, I'm sure it's good, but it's just like it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, you have to live a certain lifestyle to be just doing that. Like, I mean, did you figure you're doing that? That means you're doing that pretty much regularly. Whenever you want that, that's what you're doing. Like, and I can't be bothered.
It's just unnecessary.
You know, there's certain things. It's like, you know, and I try my best to, you know, eat healthy where I can, but like, there's some things you have to know when you're making something. Like, there's not a shortcut for it. There just isn't. Like,
Right.
like you have to go so far out of your way to be like, oh well, I can't believe this lasagna wasn't like super protein, zero fat based. Like, are you kidding me? It's like goddamn lasagna.
Yeah. What are you gonna do though?
Yeah.
I hear myself echoing. I don't know why.
It could be off of me. I didn't really look at. Every so often, something with my internet does something weird where like it picks up you guys talking and it like recycles it back. I don't know why. I don't know if that's what you're getting.
Hello.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello.
Tis back.
Good, very good, very good.
Man, this is rough to look at.
What's that?
It's like teams across all sports with the like worst to best winning percentages over the last 10 years. So like over the last 10 years, like the number ones, like the Chiefs, the Warriors, and the Dodgers all have the same. The Celtics, the Patriots, and the Astros are in second. Yankees, Steelers, and Clippers are third. And you go to it's like so the White Sox are in the same group as the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Bulls are with the Padres and the Lions, and the Bears are with the Knicks and the Reds. That's my team.
So we are going to do a 5-round draft.
Okay.
And it just Kyle's favorite things, you know.
All right, very good.
I'll come up with the draft order.
Okay.
Kendall, would you like to go second or first or third?
I guess I'd like to go first.
All right, you'll go second.
All right. I like how that works.
Paul,
Yeah.
would you go first or third?
I'll go first.
All right, you'll go third.
Sick.
I'm just kidding. You'll go first.
All right.
I'll go third. I'll do the wraparound.
Okay.
All right, Paul, go ahead.
Camel Large Frost Snuss.
It's a good pick.
Thanks, man.
It's a good pick. Sneaky good pick.
Worthy of the first overall.
Paul, you're underwater.
I'm on the water.
You're a little fuzzy there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Camel Large Frost Nuts with the first overall pick.
Yep.
All right. My pick?
Yep.
I'll take Mountain Dew.
Nice. I'll go with the Philadelphia Phillies and the Green Ranger.
All right.
All right. I will take the Pittsburgh Steelers here.
Reach.
Oh, wow. That's a bummer to find out.
I'm just kidding.
All right, Kyle's favorite things. So I'm gonna go with the color Gren
Nice.
and uh opening day of baseball.
Solid picks. Thinking outside the box there, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to take the Ches steak here.
That's a little bit of a reach. The Steelers wasn't, but that one might be.
Well, I don't know. I think that I have a fair pick here because I think a lot of places.
You don't, because you fucked up my favorite fruit.
Your favorite fruit?
Food.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
I'll say Kyle's favorite fruit is, and if I had to guess his favorite fruit, I know that watermelon is a real slap for him, but I think cantaloupe takes the cake.
That's right. I want a
That'd be-
cantaloupe cake.
Cantaloupe cake.
I'm gonna go with ribs,
Nice.
and then I'm gonna go with Jessica Biel.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to take the super juicy double citra here.
You're doing a bad job, Kendall. Like, you're picking his favorite things, but like from categories that you shouldn't.
I don't know. Is that falling out of favor?
No, he loves it, but it's just like his favorite beer ranks like lower than like his favorite other things.
I know. Well, I'm just trying to think of things I don't want to hold up. You know me. I'll keep a draft, log jam forever if I have to think about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. Let's see. I have one of them. I'm trying to think of what I want the other to be. I had something really good in my mind. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with the J-Lo from Side Street, and my last pick, I'll go with. Oh crap! I just forgot it again. I forgot it twice in less than 2 minutes. Dementia is here. Oh, R&B music.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Thanks, man.
All right, my pick.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
See, now I gotta really think now. I'm gonna go with Psych here.
Yeah, I like this.
I don't know. I think that's your favorite show all time.
It's up there. To wrap it all up, and then I'll wrap it up with Ken Griffey Jr.
Reach.
No. Ken Griffey Jr. is the fucking GOAT.
Just throwing it out there. I had no reason to.
No, I'm just the reason I'm mad at my pick is because I had the first overall pick, and like Kimmel Large Frost is not a bad pick, but like I should have went Phillies. I don't know why I didn't.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, Kyle's the judge. I'd be curious to see what he thought of our draft.
Oh, I win.
All right, well, that's not fair. Take yourself out of the equation.
Paul wins.
I'd be curious to know if it wasn't a head-to-head.
I mean, I think he likes the J-Lo from Side Street more than he likes cheesesteaks.
Here's the thing. I said what I said because, in general, he gets the Philly cheesesteak a lot out. There, I think, are less places you can get ribs than you could for Philly cheese.
But you're going off of like your own thing there. Like the thing was just his favorite.
No, listen,
Like,
Paul. I agree. I understand what you're saying, and what you bring up makes total sense. I was trying to cast a wide net on my pick.
I want more specific.
And listen, you were right to do so. I had a strategy of my own. It's a shame because if there was one other person here, I'd be in third place, and that's all that matters for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, but we're losing you a little bit.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, now we do all Paul draft.
All Paul draft?
Everything what Paul's favorite things draft.
Paul's favorite things drafts. Okay. All right, Kyle, you can pick the order again though.
All right, Paul, would you like to go third or second?
Second.
All right. Kendall, first or third?
I guess I'll go first.
I have a third.
All right. First overall pick. A lot of pressure here. How can I botch this? What's the best way to do it? All right.
Pickles.
Could you imagine? All right, I'm gonna go with
You guys are really overthinking it.
I
Guy
know.
literally has his choice of anything.
I know. All right, I'm gonna go with the godfather of our friendship interest, disc golf.
All right, Paul, you're up.
Jurassic Park.
Nice. I will go with Bourbon County and Derrick Rose.
It's kind of a bold pick there, Cotton.
It'll pay off at the end.
It always does. Something in my body just told me to stop at Burger King that day. Little did I know I'd be going to Dag. All right, so I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Peanuts. Not the food, the cartoon.
Cartoon. All right.
There's something that if you don't pick it, I'm gonna be really upset.
I'm gonna back to back these here along with a piss. I'm gonna go with the Bears and the Blackhawks.
All right. I'm gonna save this one for Kyle because I think he'll pick it, and if he doesn't pick it on his back to back, then I will pick it on my next go around. So give me You know what? Give me an ice cold glass of milk. Oh,
I'm up.
did you hear my pick?
Nice cold glass of milk.
Ice cold glass of milk, baby.
I'm up.
You're up. Back to backs.
I'm gonna go with PB and J.
Specifically, Kyle's peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, the triple decker.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go with. You got it in my head. Got in my head.
Whose pick is it?
Mine.
Kyle's got his second of his back to backs.
We'll go with Lupe Fiasco.
Solid. All right. Let's see. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I love? What do I love, Kendall?
So many things.
So many things, but also so few things. That's the thing. That's the key. You know what? Give me Rules of Engagement, the TV show.
That's amazing.
It goes in ebbs and flows, but it's very on right now.
It's amazing.
Kendall, you're up. Back to back.
That's exactly what I had lined up. All right.
What did you have lined up?
Rules of Engagement.
Nice.
I could have sworn I was gonna just have that in the bag. Like, this is gonna be a lower tier. He's not gonna worry about it. No one's gonna worry about it. Unbelievable.
I think I know it now. You sparked it in me.
I sparked it in you?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this seems like such a cop out. All right, I'm gonna go Chicago as a whole, and last pick, I'm gonna go with Pokemon.
All right. That's fair. Let's see. My last pick. Well, you know I'm a big Mustang guy. My history of driving Mustang cars.
That's it. What a funny
It
thing
used to be so funny when Jeff would talk cars to Paul.
Well,
just like how uninterested I was. Like Jeff would
You're
just be like,
yeah,
"Oh, you should see this car." And I'd be like, "I don't care."
I
Like,
drive a
not
minivan.
even remotely a little bit.
I drive a minivan, Jeff.
Yeah, and it's called the Potato. I'm gonna go with kind of a dark horse thing here. This is a dark horse one. I know that this is a very big hated thing by a member of this trio here, but I'm a humongous sucker for it, and I'm gonna go with Christmas movies.
That's fair.
From Thanksgiving to Christmas, I probably watch close to, I would say, 75 different Christmas movies.
I'll tell you that was a dark horse. I would have never in a million years picked that.
I mean, it's super specific to like a certain time of the year, but
it's a known fact about you.
Huh?
It's a known fact about you.
Yeah, like it's a specific time of the year, and like what I usually will do, like when I cook, I don't really I listen to music in the car, but like I don't really listen to music at home. When I'm like doing stuff, I put like I'll take my iPad or my phone and I'll put on a TV show, usually like Rules of Engagement or The Office or Friends, something I know inside and out, and like I don't need to watch it. And every once in a while I'll do like a movie, but during like Thanksgiving to Christmas, it's like at night, like I'm working, like doing late night work or something like that. Like I put on the Santa Claus or the Polar Express or National Lampoon's. Like I watch a lot of Christmas movies.
That's fair. That's a good pick.
Yeah, the only one that usually gets doubled up on is the Santa Claus. That's my favorite. But all right, Kyle, you got last one, Mr. Irrelevant.
Bruno Mars.
Nice. That's a good pick. That's a sleeper one.
Is that not the one you were telling me to get?
No, the peanut butter and jelly was.
Oh, nice.
Good pick.
The Kyle triple decker peanut butter and jelly is
It's a classic.
it's premier. All right, well, we're almost out of time,
That's
but
solid. Kendall, I love you, but the Phillies beat the Mets.
Did they really?
Yeah, and extras.
I
Well,
tell you,
good
I
for them.
really thought Kyle was going to say, Kendall, I love you, but we're not doing a draft about you.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was going to say let's save it for time. That's funny.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, let's bang through Kendall real quick. I don't want to leave him out.
All right, we'll do it real quick.
Kyle, gentleman's agreement. Let's be nice.
Of course.
All right. Kyle, you still got to pick the order though.
I'll go 1, Kendall 2, Paul 3.
All right.
Just because we haven't done that. I haven't gone first yet.
All right, go ahead, take it away.
Kendall, I'm going to go with football.
All right.
In its entirety, not just
No.
Pittsburgh.
I get it.
Or NFL, sorry.
No, yeah. I'm with you.
Let's go. We're coming back,
Kendall,
boys.
you're second.
I'm second.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know, just out of a commodity and as a must, I'm taking Charlotte here as my second overall pick.
Wow, way to make me look like a douche.
No. Listen, unfortunately, it's a timing thing. It would have been my first overall pick.
What a douche.
Listen,
I feel like such an asshole.
No. Listen, it has nothing to do with you or Kyle.
Christmas movies over my own child.
No. It's not about that.
I feel like an asshole now. All right, give me Trains and Miller High Life.
That's a killer back to back. I just ran out recently too. I got to re-up this weekend.
How do you get more trains?
You just got to find them. But Miller High Life, you just got to buy it.
All right, Kendall, back to you. We're going to pick Rebecca here and make me like a real asshole?
No, I'm not doing that. It was more so, you know, it's like, you know, she's got, you know, some killer. I can hear her crying. The toothache thing has been killer. I'm going to take. Get some good picks here.
Man, I have one that's going to be so good if it doesn't get taken.
I'm going to draft here our group trips.
Okay.
I'm up.
Yep, back to backs.
Let's go with we say beer already?
I said Miller High Life specifically, but you could take all other beer.
I'll take rum. Wait, I don't know if Kendall likes rum.
I was gonna say, Kyle, that's a weird choice, especially like you got to know me. I'm not talking about rum whatsoever.
Yeah, there's only one hard
Whiskey.
liquor there's only one hard liquor you pick here.
Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey's fine in general.
Yeah, that's a fair.
Rum is like his least favorite.
I didn't mean to say rum, but I'm going whiskey.
Okay.
And then we're going to go with
See, I'm struggling with like what food to pick.
I think you're safe no matter what you do.
I know, that's the thing, is like there's no home run pick.
You know what?
There might be. I have to really think about it based on the decision.
I'm going to be bold here.
All right.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia Stadium food.
It's funny. I want to hate him for it. But the thing is, in general, from like our trips we've been to Philadelphia a whole lot more than we have Pittsburgh, than we have New York, than we have anywhere else. I love the Philly cheesesteak a whole lot, and besides that, I've had other food there. So like between the crab fries and the what was it, the cherry pepper chicken sandwich. It's not a terrible pick. It's a total out of left field one, but I can't hate him for it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna pick. I was gonna pick the friend group. Does that count?
It counts.
Even
You
though
gotta
you
pick
said
one.
the
You
group
gotta pick a
trips.
specific person.
Okay,
Oh,
that's fair.
I don't know. I disagree.
What?
I was gonna say that he could just pick it as a whole. I mean, I picked Chicago as a whole for Paul.
Yeah, but Chicago's a place. It's a specific individual, singular thing. Kyle's the commissioner. So Kyle, you say I have to pick one person.
One person in general.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick Kyle and Alexa Bliss.
That's a pretty hilarious tandem.
Yeah, so far I have Kyle drinking Miller High Life with Alexa Bliss on a train.
I mean, with that being said, there's a winning recipe there.
I have. What do I have? I forgot my picks.
But you
You have Philly cheesesteaks with whiskey, which that's a home run right there. And what was the first overall pick?
That's unfortunate. I don't remember.
What the hell was the first overall pick?
Oh, football.
Oh yeah, while watching
Football's
football. Kendall eating a Philly cheesesteak and having a glass of scotch while watching a football game.
That's tough.
Yeah, and Kendall has him taking Charlotte to Pittsburgh with us.
That sounds terrible. Just because she's gonna cry in the car.
Oh, she's sleeping the entire car ride.
All right, Reed, you're up.
All right.
I tell you what, Kyle, you and I have picked two pretty awesome scenarios for Kendall to live in.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Absolutely.
Don't forget about the crab fries, by the way.
Right. Kendall drinking Miller High Life on a train ride with you and Alexa Bliss on his way to go eat Philly cheesesteaks and crab fries with scotch on for a football game.
I mean, the combo's undefeated. I guess.
Kyle, are you also thinking pizza combos here?
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle, one of us should have picked pizza pretzel bites for the other one.
I'm gonna take just fast food in general because I love it so much.
That's fair. All right, so you got back to back for your last two.
All right, so I'm gonna go with. I just had one in my head. How did I forget it? I'm going to have. You know what? Out of left field, but we're gonna go Star Trek.
That's actually good on a couple levels because he likes Star Trek, but it's also like a good homage to his mom.
It's a good pick.
And then we're gonna go to round it out. Did he get all of that? Yes, he did. We're gonna go with.
What's cool is that Kyle's now commentating on non-Philly baseball games.
I'm watching the Pirates game. My phone told me I had to watch it, so I'm going to go with. It's one or two people. Who does he like more?
I mean, I can help you if you want.
I'm going to go with Jerome Bettis.
I mean, he wanted to be Jerome Bettis.
It's so funny because I'm trying to picture what the option was.
The other option was something that Paul might pick, which I'll just say it: LaDainian Tomlinson.
Nah, I wouldn't pick him.
I mean, you got to pick in that scenario, you got to pick Jerome Bettis.
All right, so Kyle, just before Kendall makes his pick, so your final scenario is Kendall is going to be hanging out with Jerome Bettis, eating Philly cheesesteaks and drinking scotch while watching football. And what was the other pick?
Star Trek.
Oh yeah, in their Star Trek uniforms.
It's not a Star Trek question.
Kendall's excited for this.
All right, Reed, your last pick.
I have a question for Gates McFadden. I have an artesian well.
It's a good episode.
The Star Trek episode of Family Guy is great.
So good.
Yeah.
So funny. Man.
All right, so Kendall, your scenario so far is what? It's going on a trip to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
With Charlotte and your
Yep.
friends.
Yep.
While having fast food. And what was your other pick?
I think that's it so far. I think this.
No, you have 4 picks. I forget what your other pick was.
Jeez, what am I missing then? Man, I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't either. We're really bad at this.
Yeah, because Massey's not here to keep track of everything. My last pick. Will be.
I'm really bummed I can't think of your other pick.
Yeah, I'm blanking real hard. I'm trying to think of it.
Kyle, do you remember it all?
Who, Kendall's?
Yeah, Kendall picked Charlotte, trips to trips with the boys.
And then he picked
fast food and something else.
I think it was the Hallmark Channel.
Yes, it was the Hallmark Channel. That's totally my bad. I got a really farty last pick for myself. What's that? Oh, sorry.
Nobody said anything.
No, it was not. It was nothing. It's our show. Our show that we have 300 plus episodes of. Let that be my last pick.
All right.
Man, I thought you were talking to somebody else after. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, I was. It's a gentleman. He's over on the left here. I'm waving at him.
God damn it, Kendall. What was your other pick?
Robbing you right now? Who is robbing you right now?
What was Kendall's other fucking pick?
So I chose Charlotte my first. I chose trips with the boys. I chose fast food.
No, something else and then fast food.
Did I?
Fuck, what was it?
So no one picked
Ryan Spell.
No one picked Pittsburgh or the Mets in general because it was just kind of football as a whole.
Yeah.
And
you barely watch the Mets.
No, I do. I watch the Mets.
Was it a person?
Nope. I don't think I picked another person. Oh, fast food? Do we include that?
Yeah. Yeah, we did fast food. The fuck was your other pick? Did we skip you?
I don't see how.
It wasn't like an animal or a movie.
I think it was the Galaxy.
Galaxy far, far away.
Star Trek.
He's a big fan of the Milky Way.
Terrible candy bar.
Did you pick Sheets by any chance?
No, because that was kind of my fast food type of thing, but
it's an experience. Fuck,
did you pick Poe?
Did we skip me?
I think we did.
Maybe we did.
Pick another one.
Kyle picked. Kyle, what'd you pick in your order? You went football.
Yeah.
You went football, Philly food, and then what was it? And then whiskey. So it would have been the pick after whiskey.
It's so funny because it's like all
Oh,
the
it's
things that
Reese
were
Hoskins.
all the things that were said are just so appropriate.
Can't fucking think of what it was, Kendall.
You know what?
Take a second pick here.
I'll do a second one. I'll
right.
fill in the spot.
So our show
and Sheets.
All right, so you're eating fast food with Charlotte and your friends on the way to Pittsburgh before stopping at a Sheets while listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
All right, and so for me, to round it all out, you're on a train with Kyle and Alexa Bliss. You're drinking Miller High Lifes, the three of you. And, playing over the PA system is UGK.
All right. Very good.
Nice. It's going to keep me up all night trying to remember what your pick was.
Oh, the thing is, none of us here are going to find out what it is. It'll be forever lost in this conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it possible that it was a book?
What's
was
that?
it gin martinis?
No, should be though, because I could use one of those.
No, you couldn't.
No.
Was it Vito?
Oh, it was Massey's Grundle.
Oh, my bad. That's what it was.
Hilarious.
It was Vito.
It was, not that I don't want to draft Vito. It was not Vito.
Souls.
Something else.
He's fair.
Souls, how were your picklebacks and your Little Heavens earlier today?
Picklebacks are always on point. You should have them more often, Paul, without the pickle juice.
No, look, the thing is, I'll do the pickle juice, but it's going to be first.
And then
I need the burn of the Jameson to burn out the pickle juice.
Little Heavens, it's not one of my favorites, but I'll drink it. The H2O is always good.
Excellent. Reed, how was your beer hugs?
These are very interesting, and Paul, perhaps you could help me out here. So, I tried to look it up on my own what an Imperial IPA is versus a double IPA, and I don't know if there is in fact a difference. What I will say is at 9.9%, these big juicy beer huggies from Goose Island really pack a punch.
I can tell by your slurs.
Oh yeah, these really kicked my ass. I had two of them at 9.9%. The flavor profile is interesting in the sense that they are boozier than your traditional, call it double IPA. I haven't drank enough triple IPAs to really make that determination if that is a comparison. But it says full of sunshine and tropical sweetness. I kind of got aspects of that. I was trying to read on the can if there was what there was like mango or whatever, or something popping through here. Otherwise is a pretty good beer for what this is. I couldn't imagine having more than two in a sitting because it's a wrecker for sure.
Especially because they're 19.2 ounce cans.
Yeah, it's like it's for sure a knockout.
Wow.
You're basically drinking 3.5 9.9.5 ounce beers, 9.5% beers.
I'd be curious. I kind of wax and wane.
What is it, Kyle?
Paul Wall.
Nah, that wasn't the pick. But good callback though to whenever.
Houston Rappers.
Hey, that was not drafted, which is interesting by myself.
Either. I mean, I picked UGK.
No, you're right. But anyway, I'd be curious to see how this tastes if this was ever released on draft compared to. Because like I've had on cans before tonight. Like, yeah, it was okay. Another time I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then time I was like, yeah, I'm kind of on point. So I've kind of gone back and forth. With that being said, I'll give it 3.4 out of 5%. I mean, Jesus, 3.4 out of 5. Would get again. Undecided. Undecided.
All right. And Kendall, just for your own personal amusement, it's called a double IPA because the I in Imperial is the second I.
Aha. All right, good to know.
They're the same thing. I had a pair of Guinness Extra Stout, which are 5.6% by alcohol, made by the Guinness Distillery in Dublin, Ireland. So it's kind of like the more like actual stouty version of a Guinness. Anybody who's ever had a Guinness knows that like if you actually drink dark beers, it's more similar to a porter than it is a stout. The extra stout is a little bit more viscous. It is still a little on the thinner side for a stout, but it's got that more bitter quality that you look for in a stout. So, it's not as like creamy and velvety as a regular Guinness would be. It's also not nitro brewed like Guinness is. So it's a little bit flatter, I guess, but like not flat as in like it's not carbonated. It's
My
probably
ass.
it's probably my third favorite of the Guinness beers. I mean, I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because I really pretty much enjoy every like traditional Guinness that they make. But I would prefer the extra foreign stout to the regular extra stout, and then obviously just regular Guinness reigns supreme.
And the blondies.
Ooh, those suck. Those are the second worst Guinness of all time.
First one is the caramelized onions Guinness.
That sounds fucking fuego. Nah, the Guinness IPA is like the worst thing ever made.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It also just feels weird to drink Guinness out of a 12-ounce can.
Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, so, Kendall, where can they find us?
Well, they can find us at Facebook, Getting Sports with Drunk, Twitter and Instagram, GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's being unable to remember what your best friend really likes about himself, or getting freaked out because a grizzly bear charges at your car while you're driving by.
Like, subscribe, follow, do all of the above wherever you can find your internet and podcast shows. We are there.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you for tuning in to another live episode of Getting Sports with the Drunk. And we'll be back next week. I don't know what with, but it'll be something.
yes, sir.
I won't be here next week. It's my anniversary.
That's right. It's the 1 week anniversary of Kyle's 2-year anniversary, and he celebrates that privately, so you mind your business. But until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Moxie and Washable.
Kinda.
And the Rat of Red Baron.
Meow.
Yeah.